Hi, I'm outside on a beautiful morning with little Zoe. Zoe has been a good buddy and a companion for 5 years now, even longer, 5.5 years, I guess. And she's so lovable, never gives me really any problems. And I know that those of you who are pet lovers sometimes wish that humans were as easy to get along with. With what we've been seeing lately on the news and what's happening in our cities across America, there's a lot of divide, and we see that we need to come together. And I want to talk to you about that in your morning cup of inspiration. Jesus gave us the example of how to love others who are different from ourselves. And I think we all need to take a look at this and learn this important lesson. In Luke chapter 10, Jesus was asked by a young lawyer, a certain lawyer, what is written in the law. And Jesus said in verse 27, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy strength and with all thy mind, and then thy neighbor as thyself." And then the lawyer asked, "Who's your neighbor?" And in verse 30, Jesus answering said, "A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him and bound him up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Then he asked this question, Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, This is the lawyer, he that showed mercy on him. Then Jesus said unto him, Go and do thou likewise. Now, Jesus, the man that was beaten by the thieves, he was a Jew. And Jesus, in that parable, said that a Samaritan helped him. And that's significant because the Jews and the Samaritans did not get along for 500 plus years up to this time that Jesus is telling the story. It was a long-standing feud and disdain for each other. The Samaritans were very different from the Jews. They believed differently. And yet Jesus said, the Samaritan was more of a neighbor than the priest and the Levite. So we need to reach out to people who are different than us. Maybe they're of a different race. Maybe they're from a different country. Maybe they have a different faith. We need to love them. We need to reach out and help them when there is a need. And boy, what a world it would be. What a wonderful world it would be, as Louis Armstrong sang. Jesus gave that example of getting along with people who are extremely different. We can do it. We can love like Jesus told us to love. God bless, and I'll see you soon for another morning cup of inspiration.